The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a series of tense and dramatic episodes are taking place, raising many interesting emotions and predictions for the audience. The latest revelations reveal the pressure between the central characters, especially the complicated story between Carter, Daphne, and Hope. Every little detail seems to be meticulously built to create an engaging plot, making viewers unable to take their eyes off the screen. In an unexpected turn, Carter has officially fallen into Daphne's trap. Her cunning efforts are revealed when Daphne knows how to exploit Carter's weaknesses, making him fall into a cycle of deceitful love addiction. Carter's emotions are heightened when he realizes he has been deceived, but at the same time he cannot stay away from the intense attraction that Daphne brings. Carter's confusion and helplessness before this sophisticated plan shows his weakness, but also his humanity, making the audience sympathize and at the same time feel confused about his situation. Next is the heartbreaking moment when Carter, in his loneliness and weakness, slept with Daphne instead of being with Hope, whom he had promised never to betray. This action is not only a personal failure, but also a great shock to both the audience and those involved. This betrayal is a decisive turning point that makes the relationship between the main characters more complicated than ever. The feeling of guilt mixed with the confusion in Carter's heart when realizing what he had done increases the drama, making the audience curious about the consequences of this action. Not stopping there, Daphne decided to use every measure to control the situation. She deliberately put drugs in Carter's glass of water, with the aim of promoting her plan to progress quickly. This action shows Daphne's determination and meticulous calculation when she does not hesitate to violate the moral limit to achieve her goal. Knowing Carter's weakness and exploiting it to put him in a difficult position, Daphne's coldness and determination only add to the tension and suspense for the audience as they wonder what her plan will lead to next. Once she sees the effects of the drug, Daphne quickly takes advantage of the opportunity when Carter takes the aphrodisiac. She confidently moves forward and volunteers to go to bed with him, creating a sweet night full of complex emotions. This moment is not only the culmination of the plot, but also a high price to pay for Carter's wrong choice. Every gesture, every look between them is full of charm, but also contains inevitable pain and regret. That night is both a moment of sublimation and tragedy as Carter gradually realizes the consequences of what he has just experienced. The next morning, when the passion begins to fade, Carter wakes up in a daze. Realizing that he slept with Daphne and betrayed Hope also left him in a state of shock, a feeling of panic mixed with deep regret. Carter realized that he was stuck in a situation with no way out. Confusion and pain spread through his mind, creating a painful and awkward situation. Torn between maintaining the relationship with Hope or continuing on a new path with Daphne, Carter seemed to not know what to do next. While his thoughts were chaotic about the broken relationship, Carter seemed unable to break away from Daphne. He still secretly stayed by her side, even though his heart had not completely left Hope. The hesitation between the two women was a great psychological challenge that made Carter hide in a complicated parallel relationship. His secretive actions not only showed his infatuation with the new love, but also showed his weakness in not knowing how to deal with the situation. Viewers feel the tension as Carter plunges into a maze of secrets and lies. Daphne does not hesitate to show her feelings in front of Hope, trying to create sweet, intimate moments with Carter right in front of her. She hopes that her strong feelings will make Hope realize the truth and thus force Carter to make a decision. The confrontation scenes between Daphne and Hope are full of tension and strong emotions, when every word and every action is carefully calculated to achieve the goal. The competition between the two women makes the situation more exciting, as viewers wonder who will win Carter's heart. Although Daphne tries to show her feelings, Carter tries to deny and pretend that nothing happened. He is in the midst of an internal crisis, where the truth he just experienced no longer fits the image he wants to portray. Carter's denial creates a tense atmosphere as he tries to hide his true feelings inside. Viewers witness Carter's inner conflict and efforts to maintain both relationships with regret, making the story even more complicated and attractive. The next incident is when Daphne learns that Hope is pregnant, which is like a sharp stab to her faith and determination. Knowing this news, Daphne is even more determined to use all means to make Carter break up with Hope. She is not only fighting for her own love, but also to win Carter's whole heart. The complex psychology and ruthlessness in Daphne's approach when facing this truth brings a haunting and dramatic feeling. Her actions not only show devotion, but also uncompromising competition in the battle for love, bringing the story to a new level of passion and tragedy. The above details not only highlight the complex personalities of each character, but also help create a multidimensional picture of love, betrayal, and difficult decisions. Viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful will certainly not be able to take their eyes off the dramatic and surprising developments of the film, and at the same time follow every detail to predict the outcome of the story. After learning that Hope is pregnant, Daphne will not be able to carry out her plan as simply and smoothly as she had previously planned. Daphne's psychology has now changed deeply, and she begins to look for more brutal ways to break up the relationship between Hope and Carter. The story is not simply a love plot, but also full of drama, as each step Daphne takes pushes the situation to an unexpected climax. When the news of Hope's upcoming child becomes clear, Daphne clearly feels that her old plan is no longer effective. Instead, she comes up with a new strategy to attack both of their psychology. Daphne knows that the secret of her sweet night with Carter can be a powerful weapon to penetrate the strong relationship between Hope and Carter. She begins to elaborate a plan determined to use every trick to crack the trust between the two lovers without any compromise. A bold step in her plan is to meet Hope directly to reveal the information, which shows Daphne's boldness and uncompromisingness. During the meeting, she slowly recounts every detail of the sweet night she spent with Carter, from the romantic moments to the intimate moves, in order to sow the seeds of doubt and jealousy in Hope's heart. This brave, but also scheming act is not only a way for Daphne to hurt Hope's spirit, but also a trick to destroy the emotional connection between them and Carter. The explosive emotions, from pain, anger to the fragility in Hope's heart when knowing the truth, are all meticulously exploited through this conversation. Not stopping at just causing mental damage, Daphne decided to take an extreme action by skillfully shoving Hope during an argument or conflict situation, causing Hope to be seriously injured. Her goal was clearly to cause Hope to miscarry, thereby gradually eliminating the bond that was forming between Hope and her unborn child while increasing the mental pressure on Carter. This action showed the level of cruelty and determination of Daphne, as she was willing to use any means, including violence and toxicity, to achieve her goals. Every detail of the shove, from the quick, unexpected move to the heavy impact on Hope's body and mind, was vividly constructed, increasing the suspense and the feeling of painful disappointment in the audience's heart. After that bloody fall, Daphne did not stop at her evil actions, but continued to elaborately stage the scene of the fight. She deliberately created evidence and traces to reveal that Hope was the culprit in this incident, in order to divert suspicion and responsibility. In this way, Daphne hoped to avoid being suspected of being involved and at the same time force Hope to bear the consequences of her own actions. The staging of the scene showed not only her meticulous calculation, but also her coldness and indifference to the suffering of others. She turned every event to her will, at the same time establishing a new relationship between her and Carter. A relationship not entirely based on love, but also a complex involvement between lies and terrible details. In the context of the horrific events that just took place, the big question is whether Carter can believe Daphne's story and accept the story she made up. Carter is caught between two women he once loved and is faced with conflicting evidence. His trust is shaken not only by Daphne's confessions, but also by his deep connection to Hope. Carter's internal conflict of choosing between trusting her or remaining faithful to Hope adds to the tension in the situation, making the audience wonder how he will be drawn into the web of lies and pain. Although he may initially be hesitant about Daphne's words, as the evidence and truth gradually come out, Carter will not forgive her cruel actions. The betrayal, lies, and inhumanity that Daphne shows leaves Carter feeling deeply deceived and hurt. His decision to not accept any excuses from her side may lead to revenge or at least cutting off all ties with her. Carter's psyche after realizing all this becomes complicated, with pain, anger, and an emptiness that cannot be filled by anything. While complicated events unfold around Carter and Daphne, a parallel investigation reveals that Steffi will be shocked to learn that her trusted friend has been brutally murdered. This gruesome death adds a new layer of drama to the story, highlighting the fragility of trust and safety in a world full of intrigue and betrayal. Steffi, as an ally, not only faces personal loss, but also the pressure of finding the killer in this chaotic scene. Although suspicions about Carter may be spreading due to the clues and erratic actions around him, Steffi has yet to find any solid evidence to prove Carter's involvement in the assassination. This creates a tense situation, as she faces both external pressure and internal conflict when choosing between trusting her friends or believing in justice. The lack of evidence not only leaves Steffi feeling stuck, but also opens up the opportunity for the villain to escape, while increasing the drama of the plot as viewers have to wait and speculate whether the truth will be revealed or not. All of the above details not only create a thrilling plot, but also expose the complex personalities of each character, from Daphne's cruelty to Carter's pain and inner turmoil. Every action, every decision brings suspense and surging emotions that keep viewers glued to every moment of the film, making them unable to take their eyes off these unexpected and tragic developments.